Question number 7. Question number 7 says the value of a person's boat over time is modeled by the equation listed right here, where T represents the years after the purchase or after the purchase price. Okay? So if you look at this, guys, this looks like a general form that we are familiar with. This looks like y equal a parentheses r to the exponent t. Alright? Where you know that a represents the initial, r represents the rate, and t represents the time. Alright? So the question says fill in the blank. Alright? So it says the initially the boat was valued at what? What represents the initial? This A. And we saw that this A was 25,000. Alright? So the initial value, or what we started with, was 25,000. So it says each year the boat decreases in value by what percent? Well, we see that the rate was 0.75. Okay? If the rate is 0.75 and we start with 1, alright, I need to figure out what amount did I decrease by. So to figure that out, guys, I'm going to subtract 0.75 from 1. So 1 minus 0.75 is 0.25. Alright? However, we need to represent it as a percent. That's what the question says. Represent it as a percent. So I'm now, instead of moving it to the left, I'm going to convert it back to a percent. So I'm going to move it to the right. So 0.25 is the same as 25%. So in this case, guys, the value that we decreased by was that 25%. So again, you can know that by subtracting it and then moving it to the right, alright, because we're converting not to a decimal, but back to a percentage. So it says after 2 years, what would the value of the boat be? So it says after 2 years. So this is my equation. Y equal 25,000, alright, parentheses 0.75, and what does this 2 years represent? That represents time, okay, and time is represented by t, so I'm going to replace the t with 2. So all I got to do is plug this in my calculator. I'm going to use my small calculator, alright, but you can use decimals if you would like, alright. So I would do 0.75 squared first, because in order of PEMDAS, I would have to do exponents before I multiply. Okay? So I would do 0.75 squared means you multiply it by itself. So times 0.75. So I would get, so this I would bring down, and then I would be multiplying by 0.5625. Right? When I multiply this by 25,000, I would get 14,062.5. So my answer for here would be 14,062.5. It did not tell me how to round, so this would be my answer because it did not tell me to round anything. So this is my answer. Alright, so good luck. Hopefully this was pretty easy for you.